buongiorno and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to be playing more with the Natasha Denona Love Palette. So I wanted to do a few more looks, get a better idea of the palette. And yeah, I just wanted to chit chat and play with it. Hopefully that's okay with you guys. I feel like the theme now is to get a palette and like immediately do like 4 looks, which just makes the video so long and my eyes can't take it. You would call the CDC if my eyes would get so red. They're already red and I did 2 looks. But also I love talking to you guys. Like I feel like that's kind of what I would rather do than just when someone plays music over eyeshadows constantly, like I just get so bored with it and I don't pay attention to what they're doing. So anyways, that was a long intro. But if you guys want to see more looks with this palette, then just keep watching. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and hop in. All right, so for this look, I'm going to take the first shade and then probably Soul. I'm in love with like this shade. And then I think I'm going to do something with like these shimmers. So we will see how this works. But I'm just going to take this on my Jumbo Sonia G brush. I mean, it shows up on my skin a little bit, but we kind of already talked about this. I'm like, eh. But I feel like this is a good palette, like, you could really just use one shade all over the lid kind of palette. I don't know if, like, a lot of people do that, but I do. Like, I did it in my cheek video, which I feel so glowy right now. And then naked on my eyes. So I have a little bit of Valentine still, like, smoked out underneath here. But I figured we're going to cover it anyway. And it was better than trying to make my eyes red and itchy. So let's just see if we can pack a little bit more. I have a scrunchie in my hair. I haven't worn scrunchies in forever. My mom got we did her Christmas this week since my sister was here. She's gone. She's all gone. I'm so sad. Like, you left me. I just, you know, I love having her here. So I'm like, she's not here anymore. All right, let's pick up Soul. I feel like this collection is definitely getting mixed like reviews. Like I am enjoying it. I do agree though, like the certain mattes, which I talked about, like I had such a hard time being like, is this a matte? Is that a matte? Like just the way they look. I don't love the cream to powder formula from her. So I would say like the gold palette is one of my favorites in terms of the formulas that she used, and it is like I do understand like it is annoying that she keeps changing which ones she wants to use. So but yeah, we'll see. This is only the second day of me using it, so I'm not like, oh my god, it's amazing, but I'm enjoying it this fall. Oh, I was bringing up scrunchies because now Nick is stealing the scrunchies. Like my husband, he's doing the whole like growing out hair thing. Not to where it's like gonna be long, but like he can do a little man bun at the front. He's trying something new and I'm just trying to be supportive. I'm like, do what makes you happy. But no, I am not a long-haired man person. Like I'm just like, unless you're Jason Momoa, don't expect much from me. So it's definitely, I do feel like what I talked about in the initial review was like these shades don't like effortlessly like blend like her other palettes. Like I do feel like you have to go back in, but I feel like part of that is this shade range, like purples and like the reddish pinks, they are generally this type of formula, like where they just don't blend as easily. So I did prime my lids though with the Anastasia base, but yeah, you might just have to work a little harder than you normally would have to. All right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and deepen up that outer corner with Trust and maybe a little bit of the Commitment shade. We'll see how dark we can get these. I definitely want to do like a purple in the crease next, so I was like, that's the one thing with this palette is like what I talked about was there's not a lot of looks you can do just on this color story, so you have to really like the color story of the palette. Like I don't mind it. It's been a while since I've played with purples. I was thinking too, like, I do have the Norvina Pro Pigment palette, and I just totally forgot about that. Like, the first one, I don't know how, but I was like, yeah, I do love the purples in that one. And I do feel like there's, like, this definitely has different tones. Like, it's definitely more muted, but a lot of the purples are pretty similar. So my sister, she went to, that girl, we were here for a week. She was here for a week. She didn't ask me to go into Sephora, and then she went by herself, and she does not like she's not a makeup person. And she texts me, she's like, what foundation should I pick up? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of skin you have. I don't know what kind of foundation finish you like. And she's like, well, just give me one. And I was like, go, just ask for samples. I was like, these are my 3 like top ones. Like, just ask them for a sample. And she got so scared. And she's like, I guess, you know how Sephora has like reps sometimes in there? And she's like, I went in, but she's like, I asked for, you know, I said Anastasia Luminous was one of my favorites. She's like, I walked in and I was like, can I have the Anastasia one? And the lady was just like, it's Anastasia. Like, or, you know, or maybe she said the other way around, but like, it was just so funny. She was like, they were so, like, just the way they looked at me. And then she felt bad, like she had to buy something. So she bought, I was like, well, what'd you buy? She's like, a mascara. And I was like, what mascara? She's like, the Kush Milk Makeup. And I was like, no. I was like, you obviously haven't watched my reviews in forever, because that was the one mascara that I was like, so not worth the money. I was just, oh. But I just thought it was funny that she's like, I felt like I had to buy something, and the lady kept, you know, lecturing me on what the name was, and she like said it in such a like, Anastasia, you know? Maybe she said Anastasia. I'm losing my mind lately, like for real. So, anyways, we have been doing a lot lately since she was here. So we did mini golf, which we had fun for the first 5 minutes, and then we were all like, we're done. Because there's so many of us. Like now there's, like between me, my sisters, my parents that adopted 4 kids, like there's, plus the baby, there's 11 people. So it's just trying to like schedule things to do with everyone. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to take a little bit of commitment, just since it's a little deeper, just on that outer V. What do you guys think of this palette? I feel like a lot of people picked this up. So I want to know your guys' thoughts, because the reviews on the palette and the cheap palette haven't been that great, but I'm not upset about it. Like, I think that there's definitely like a preference. Like if you didn't like pinks, like, or purple, I don't know why you thought you'd like it. But formula-wise, I'm like, yeah, it takes a little extra, but I don't think it's bad by any means. I do agree that I wish you would stop changing things. So I'm actually going to take, I think I'm going to take Passion on the outer corner, and then I'm going to take Giving all over the lid. We went horseback riding, and I haven't been horseback riding in a long time. But oh my gosh, it was so boring. I'm like, can we run? Can we jog? Like, I hate the whole, like, let's just walk in a line type thing. Like, it just felt like it lasts forever, and then we were just walking through the desert. Some people find the desert to be absolutely beautiful. Once you live in the desert, I just think it's all dead, and I miss greenery. So maybe, I don't know. And the guy that was leading it thought he was like Clint Eastwood, and my poor sister, she was behind him, and she had to listen to him the whole time. Luckily, I was like somewhat towards the back, so I just tuned him out. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of Passion. That same shade. That's a really pretty shade. It like overlooked it. But I am going to put a little bit through. I just feel like on my lids, it looks a little bit better if I take it up. And I'm going to go back over with the finger. But like, look at those little like sparkles. Like, I feel like that's a gorgeous color. All right, and then let's go ahead and pick up a Giving, which is like, I believe it's a duochrome. And I don't know, because they're not on the back. I mean, I kind of think of Thanksgiving. Maybe it's because the shade is called Giving. Maybe that's why. I'm going to pick up a little bit with a brush just so I can take it up here, because my sausages weren't working. And then my mom for Christmas every year. I mean, I get it, because there's so many of us, but she always confuses all of like what she got us. And I went shopping with her, and I was like, I'm not a huge fan of like Bath and Body Works. Like, I love the candles, but I don't love the like any of the lotions and stuff. They just aren't my speed, and I feel like they just melt off. Like, you can't smell them anymore after 10 minutes, and the lotion makes me break out. And of course, she ended up giving me all the lotions. And I was like, yep, this is how it goes. All right, I'm going to take this Linda Hallberg in Cool Mood. It is such a pretty blue. And then I'm going to take Soul again. And blend this just right underneath. Oh, I'm so happy though this weekend. I'm just like, I just want alone time. I am a creature where I'm just like, I need me time. Like how I'm like Nick, no socializing this weekend. If you want to go watch Super Bowl, you go watch Super Bowl. But like between hanging out with my family every day and I'm just like I need a break. All right, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit of Valentine, which is the like pink shade down here, and just kind of smoke it out with that. Is anyone else? I have to open my mouth. I'm just like why? All right. So my only thing is, I talked about this, is I wish there was a brighter inner corner shade. That's my only thing where I feel like I want to reach for a highlighting palette over the shades in here. So I'm going to grab transparent because that is the lightest shade. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of first. That way it's still like a shimmer. There we go. All right, so here we have look number 1. Hopefully I might need to go back and blend. I usually do that once I'm done like this part, just because, you know, I'm yapping away and the video could be like 50 minutes long. So, but I really like the way that this look turned out. I just feel like it's a good, like, you know, like this is a perfect, I don't feel like it's too deep to where it couldn't be a day look, but definitely like date night. Yeah. Not like I go on a lot of date nights where like, I go to the movies and then I wear sweats. All right, look number 2. So I did want to mention before I forget, like, yes, my lids are a little bit stained. I did put the Anastasia primer on again, but definitely not like the way that normal pigments do. Like when I use my Anastasia like Pro Pigment or my Jeffree Star Blood Sugar, like my eyes are fairly stained for days. I was gonna say the Jane Charles palette, but I haven't used that. I don't even know where it is. But usually these colors do stain pretty badly, and I'm having no staining. So I appreciate that. Like, not none, but definitely not, like I look sick for days. Like I had an allergic reaction. Okay, so this is not bad at all. All right, so for this time, let's take Valentine, this matte shade here, and do the same thing we did with Trust. And just pack it on the top. What new releases though are you guys excited for? I don't feel like I'm super excited for anything right now, which is good. I'm not complaining. I really want to use some stuff. But I was thinking, like, my sister's just like, we didn't have time, but she's like, I would have loved it if you showed me a look that I could do in like 10 minutes. It takes me an hour to look somewhat put together. So let me know. I was thinking about maybe doing a series where it's like, I pick 5 products and I do my whole face with 5 products. If you're interested. Or you guys can just say no. I might do it anyway, though. You know, if it helps my sister, I don't care. There's got to be someone out there, right, that doesn't, you know, she's super, you know, beginner in terms of makeup. And I feel like YouTube is all about, like, how much stuff you can put on your face at once. So I'm going to dip into Dream, which I don't think I've used yet, and start blending that through here. I already used the silver in the other video, like my initial impression, so I'm not going to use the silver for this look, but I feel like silver definitely goes well with purples. Like, I could see why she put the silver in there, even though at first I was like, no silver. I don't like it. Jumping back to horseback riding for a second here. The best freaking part was that my dad, it was my sister, my dad, and then my sister's husband, and then me, and the most entertaining thing that happened on that thing was my dad, like, lifting up and farting the whole time. Like, he's got the loudest farts, and he was so happy for himself. Like, and because I wasn't the direct receiver, I had no problems. Like, I was cracking up, too. So I've been watching Goop on Netflix. My sister was like, I can't believe you're watching that. And I was like, I mean, I don't believe everything they're saying. And it's definitely an episode where I was just like, whoa. Like, I watched the whole season, and there's certain things I totally don't believe in at all. Like, I have clients, obviously, that go to naturopaths, and, you know, this enzyme testing and that enzyme testing. And I'm like, if it makes you feel better, okay, then. Go ahead. Go do it. You know, spend your money. I'm not going to sit there and be like, it doesn't work. So that's how I feel about Goop. I'm like, if some of these techniques help people, who cares? All right, This is definitely going on way darker than what it looked like in the pan. Like, I almost feel like it looks just like this shade, which is a lot deeper. So I'm gonna grab a smaller brush and see if that makes a difference. But yeah, these are the cream to powder, I believe, and that's just not my favorite from her. Like, it works better. There we go. So if I pack it, much better compared to blending. But yeah, some of the goop stuff, I was just like, what? Like, oh, the cold water thing, where you like plunge yourself in cold water all the time. I was like, could I actually do that if I wanted to? I don't think so. I'm such a wimp with cold water. I don't think I could do it. And I don't think it would help my mental state. I think it would make me in a really bad mood. But I kind of want to do like a series where I try that stuff. I know it wouldn't really fit in with like my makeup channel, but like just trying out weird things that people swear by. You know, like jump in the shower and do the breathing every morning and see if my day is better. I'm also not a morning shower, so that sounds horrific. Maybe in the summertime here. And then I saw a lot of pictures of JJ's, and let me tell you, I don't want to see no more pictures. They were horrifying to me, which I know is not the point of the episode at all, but I was just like, no, 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 no. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. All right, I'm going to mix in just the tiniest bit of the intense shade and blend it up a little higher. We can utilize all the little space that I have here. People are like, I have a lot of real estate up here. I'm like, I must, you could essentially rent a trailer park then if you're going to compare that to my eyelid space. Thank you very much. But I actually saw a Viseart palette that's releasing, and I never know if Viseart. Don't come for me, okay, because I'm not doing the review. But I feel like that was the first one from them that has really caught, like, my eye. Like, I have one of the older ones, and I never understood the hype behind them. But this one, I was like, ooh, that actually looks really, really pretty. But it's also shades I already have. Everything now is shades I already have, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I did just get the Dominique Latte palette too. It became available on Sephora. And I had the rest of a gift card. But I'm really excited for it. I don't know why. I know it's just neutral colors. But you know what? When a mint and mustard, it's not mustard, but it's still a mustard, okay? It's like a yellowy tone. And a rose gold is put together. It is my palette. And browns. A lot of browns. Okay, what I think I want to do is actually use the silver. I wasn't thinking I was going to use silver today, but I am. I'm going to probably layer that purple in the center. So I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to pack it on like crazy. Just on the outer corner and that inner. All right, I'm going to take it on a brush. It's just like my little Wayne Goss brush, the 05. Oh my gosh, there was a lot of people that came out of the woodwork. I like really pay attention to people who comment on my videos. And there's like some that I was like, I haven't seen them in forever. Like, did they just stop? Like, and I don't blame them at all. Like, everyone kind of, the consensus is everyone's really tired of YouTube right now. Not tired of YouTube, I don't think, but like different content. You know what I mean? Everyone has so much makeup now that it's almost like taking away the excitement of watching beauty videos. Which is why I love to do Shop My Stash, but no one watches them. Which I'm not going to complain about views, because that's not what this is about, but I don't want to take my time to like do a lot of them and then they're never seen. So I'm going to take Pure Love, which is the purple, like the metallic purple, and I'm going to pack that just in the center. That's really pretty. I was expecting the Dream shade to be a lot more vibrant on my eyes, but it's not really. So that's kind of pooey because I already have the deep purples in here, so I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. All right, and let's pick up Dream again. And let's smoke out the lower lash line. Which really, if I want it to be intense, I'm gonna have to do this whole thing. All right, I think I'm gonna actually take a little bit more of the, I keep wanting to say Soul because I keep using Soul. I'm going to take the intense shade that we used up here and smoke it out down here. And then the same thing we did in the first one, but this time I'm going to pick up Valentine and Transparent. All right, I'm going to use Pink of Me from Marc Jacobs just in the waterline. But yeah, how have you guys been? What's going on with you guys? But yeah, I completely understood. Like, I was like, I am tired of new releases. And, you know, I come for personalities more than I come for makeup, if that makes sense. And I've gotten really into skincare videos. I'll let you guys know how all that stuff works out. But I'm not a skincare professional, you know? So even though I kind of want to do skincare on my channel, I feel like that's totally different from makeup. It's like I respect makeup artists. I am not one, obviously, but you're not going to hurt yourself putting on makeup, whereas I feel like skincare, like, I never want to recommend something that could potentially cause harm to someone. I feel the same way about workout videos. I could go on a whole rant about all these influencer fitness people starting their own apps and whatever, and I'm like, put the work in. Like dermatology, you can't really put the work in because, you know, you gotta go to school for a long time. A lot of science. But like fitness stuff, I'm like, put the work in and get your certification at least. You know, if you're gonna sit here and open an app and you want people to pay for it, like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I'm happy that anyone can get moving. If it motivates you to start doing stuff, great. I think that is. But I'm just like, you could cause harm by telling someone to do stuff. And I don't get it. I don't understand why people follow these people. Sorry about my mini rant. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, as my eyes are watering, I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara and I will be right back. All right guys, so this is the second look all finished. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and I gave you some ideas. I like the way both of them turned out. Now that I've used the palette a few more times, like I definitely don't think that like, is this her best palette in terms of formula? No, because I don't really love like the cream to powder type formula in her newer palettes. So I do prefer like the formulas that she usually sticks to in her bigger pans, but they're definitely workable. You just have to like, you gotta work with them a little bit. Overall though, I'm still really happy with the palette. I'm happy with the looks I can create. Again, if you don't like pinks and purples, definitely don't pick this up because every look is going to lean in that direction. You know what so for me, I'll probably reach for this palette as like a companion palette, maybe not always do looks like this, but I'm still really happy with it. I feel like it was a really cute collection. It was something that we hadn't seen from her a ton. Like I feel like it's a constantly warm toned theme other than like her little mini that just came out, which I don't mind because I don't like cool tones, okay? Other than that palette, I don't like cool tones. So I felt like it was a little bit different for her to do it. I do think she should probably stick to the same formula so that people know and expect what to get. But yeah, overall, I'm still really happy with this. I've thought about rearranging like maybe this one with some of the shades in the sunrise and like sunset. Do you guys remember that in like Sex and the City where she's like sunrise, sunset, like when they walk into the wedding? But that way I feel like I could get a good mix, but then I was like, oh, if I do that, how am I going to do comparisons in the future? But I might do that because I feel like that's a really good way to kind of pop out the shades that you love in this one and then the other one. That way it makes it perfect, like your customizable palette, if you will. So, but I will keep this pink packaging because I love this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next video.